We've got a very, 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 very special guest tonight who's going to talk to you all just a minute, and we're going to let Miss Emily talk to you. So, Chiefs kids, listen, listen, listen. I want you to be real quiet, and I want you to listen real closely as Miss Emily talks to us. Miss Emily, come on up here.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
Have you guys ever felt like you were too small to do something?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Some of you have. That happened to me. That happened to me when I first started playing basketball. I was too short. I wasn't that very strong. People kept blocking my shots. They kept stripping the ball from me every time I tried to pass or dribble. And, you know, it was just like, why is this happening to me? So I finally realized that I had to put some work in. So I started practicing with my ball handling, dribbling with one hand.
Awesome.
So my coach told me, okay, you're good with one hand. You can do all this with your one hand. Now you got to dribble with two balls so you can do better with both hands at the same time.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, so I worked on all that. Then I came here. I was just a few years. I was sitting where you guys are sitting right now. And Uncle Paul was teaching one night. He was about to pray. He was ending his lesson. And he said, if anybody does not have Christ in his heart, pray this prayer with me. And that night, I prayed that prayer with Uncle Paul, and I accepted Jesus in my heart. And I did it right where you guys are sitting right now. And after that, I felt so different in my schoolwork, playing basketball, and even staying at home. Felt so different. Then all of a sudden, it just clicked like, man, I can do anything right now. Pretty much I can do anything. And so every time before I go to a basketball game, I start practice, I do anything. Every time I wake up, I always pray to God, hopefully nothing will happen to me during the day, while I'm at school, while I'm playing basketball, I won't get injured, and when I'm just sitting around making sure that He helps me with anything I'm doing. The verse that I really love is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And pretty much what that means is when you ask God for strength, He gives you the strength, but in order for Him to give you the strength, you got to put the work in. I realized that during the way too, because I really didn't put my work in. But then I finally realized I got to put my work in order for me to do what I just did. So it's after that, basketball-wise, I put my faith in God. God helped me through all my games. I played to my full potential, and any time I did something on the court, I always looked up, and everybody's like, "What are you looking up for?" And I'm like, I'd say, "I'm honoring God. Why don't you look up?" I just give them that look, and they're like, "Oh, okay." So it's after I ask God in my heart, and I ask Him with everything I got, God has really helped me through everything I've done, everything. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing that I did. And Pastor Bill's going to come up here in a minute, pray. And I really want you guys, if you don't have God in your heart, I encourage you guys to think about it. And I want you guys to pray the prayer that Pastor Bill's about to pray. So.
All right, Chiefs kids, I want you to think about what Emily just said. Emily just said she was sitting right where you are, and she knew that she needed to have God in her heart. And so she asked God in her heart.